Two, and one. Hello, everyone. It is your homegirl, Lady Maya. Okay, so another Friday. Okay, you guys, I am live. I'm here. I know this has been the craziest week, but I'm going to let you know that Maya feels the force with you because I'm that dorky person. And I used to tell my kids, like, I was that dorker cute, when I was coming up. But you couldn't tell me anything at that point in time. I just loved it. So listen, I am looking for all participation today. I need to feel the love. Okay? When I say the love, I mean the love. If you got to cuss me out, fuss me out, because I ain't called, because the sister being busy, you got to do what you got to do. I'll put it up there and I'll be like, you know what, y'all, I messed up. I'll take that. I'll take that. That is not a problem. So, what I wanted to tell you is that I've got company. Of course, you see my company, Mr. Malik. Yes. Okay. You guys know that I'm all kind of crazy and I'm all over the place. And yes, I've lived several different states, but hometown is Philly. Philly is the real dilly. I just don't know what else to tell y'all. But what I will say is that this gentleman has so much knowledge and so much understanding on this credit thing. Y'all about to get schooled. I'm telling you, schooled, y'all. Okay, for free on the live. Only with five. Yes. All right. So, without further ado, my Mayan tribe, please welcome Mr. Malik. Hello, sir.
How you doing, good people? How y'all doing?
Oh man, we're just happy to get through the week, sir. We're
Yeah,
excited.
it's been a trying couple 2020 and 2021 so
Yes,
far.
it's like the longest day ever, right?
It's all right, but we got through it. We getting through it. 1 minute at
No.
a time. We get there.
Yes, we will. We will. So what I'll say is this. I'm so thankful that you made it to my live. Yay. Holla back.
Thank
Woo
you.
woo. Okay, and
Thank you for having me.
we had a very nice and very interesting conversation today in regards to his business. Okay, so he has a business. His business is called FES, Financial Education Services. Of course, I had to look at my notes because your sister girl, she ain't always there, but she's just trying. But you're gonna get some real education. Like he has the insight to the credit situation. He knows exactly what is needed to do to get those things. And if you got any questions, I will be more than happy to give it to him so he can answer those things for you. And of course, I'm going to have my own questions because sister girl, she needs to know some things. Yes.
Bring it on. Let's do it.
Tell us more about your business, sir.
Okay. My business is helping people rebuild their credit or establish credit so they can do what the American dream really is all about, which is acquire wealth. How do you do so? By acquiring property or homes. Those are the two things that you can buy and they appreciate over time versus anything else they do appreciate over time. That being said, I can get you from wherever you're at, and my goal is always to get you into the 800 club. 800 and above will always be our answer. That's my goal. That's my motto. Because at the end of the day, nobody with a 420 credit score has ever had to worry about identity theft. Period. Now, you got a 770 or above, you might want to be a little worried. And thankfully, because my company, the company I work with and for at times, has been recognized by Allstate, and they're backed by Allstate with their credit monitoring. If you ever questioned us, I don't think Allstate will be backing us if we were just some fly by night or running a mill or some scam team. This is not.
Hmm.
They're not putting their credit. They're not putting their name on the
Right.
line to do it.
Okay. Well, you know
So
what? I think that's interesting because we hear so many people that, oh, I can help you with your credit and I can do this and that. What makes you stand out, that you believe that you stand out for the most part? Because sometimes it's so hard to just kind of like navigate to the person that's going to actually do you the service that you need.
the difference between me and Person X is because the company I work for, we're nonprofit, so we actually can attack all three at the same time versus the person who's doing it on their own has to attack one at a time, and then once you get all those take removed, then you go attack. Let's say the second, which is the three branches are Equifax, Experian, and then TransUnion. You have to attack them each at one at a time versus attacking all three at the same time. We also have a team of lawyers that if they ever go to want to take you to court for, you don't have to pay lawyer fees. You don't have to pay any additional fees for us. It's all in your package. The credit monitoring, we do your credit monitoring. We give you a budgeting tool. We also help you repair and establish your credit. That's what we do. That's what we specialize in. And as I said before, I don't think Allstate will put their name on a line for somebody that they think is a scam.
Okay. Well, you know what? I look at it like this. This is going to be so. Hello, sir. That's Mr. Orlando. Love it.
What's going on, brother?
Lady D, I appreciate you being here. You know who you are. The Jersey Jellin Chicks are representing completely. I am appreciating my Mayan tribe that is joining here. If you got any questions in regards to credit, he's giving free free information on what it is that you would like to know, and to because he's trying to get the initiative. Can you let us know what that initiative is again, please?
Absolutely. My initiative and my goal for the year 2021 is to have at least 100 black families as new homeowners. Now, that's I think that's the bottom of the basement, but I'm shooting. I want to go a lot higher, but if nothing else, I want to end up with at least 100 new families. Don't matter where you are in the country, I can help you as long as you in the 48 connected, the two territories or the two distant states. I can help you. Don't matter. Call me. I can get you set up.
Hmm. Yes, thank you, Scholar. I'm not sure how to say that whole name, but I do appreciate your love and your message. Is definitely Jesus is loves you. Definitely, we appreciate that. Thank you. Um, but I will say is like for everything that you got going on with with your establishment and different things, how is that looking? When you're getting these people in front of you and you're like, look, this is what we're trying to do
Mhm.
to get you to be a homeowner. Like, I think this is awesome. What does that map look like?
It's one we got to. The first thing we got to do is do what's called a hard um, press on your credit and find out exactly hard inquiry on your credit and find out exactly what's on it. That's just the nature of the beast. And without
Yes.
doing that, I don't know exactly, what's on there and what we got to remove. But don't
Right.
worry, we can remove inquiries, repos, student loans, um, charge offs, and collections. We can do A
Yes.
to Z. That being
Hmm.
said, if I don't know what I'm dealing with, I can't really help you with on navigate how we're gonna get you from say a 421 up to a 854. I mean 850
Wow.
topping out. But
Right.
we got to start somewhere. We got to start in the basement to climb to the top, and that's fine. We ain't got no problem with starting at the bottom. Just understand that whether you realize it or not, you played an active role in ruining your credit. We're gonna need you to play an active role in your rescue. Now that means as we send you your dispute letters that's on um attorney letterhead, what we
Right.
need you to do is print it out, sign it, and date it, and
And
then
send
mail it
it.
off. I
Exactly.
mean, that's not hard, but what I suggest is when you do, because the credit bureaus and the collection agencies that they send them out to will always play "we never received it" game. I always suggest to my clients is mail it in certified mail. Why? Because they
Right.
have to physically sign for it, so that means they physically have it in their possession.
There you
Without
go.
that, they'll put, I guarantee you, in 30, 40, 50 days, you'll be calling them and saying, why isn't these things removed? Or you're upset with us. Well, when we call them and find out what's going on with it, they play the "we never received it." But if
Right.
you sent it certified from the day they signed from it, they have 30 to 45 days to investigate it, or it
Mhm.
has to be removed. And if they
Right.
can't come up with a solution or a reason why it's justified, it
Mm.
literally has to be removed because now it's deemed as an error on your credit and it has
Mm-hmm.
to be removed.
Right. Oh, wow. I mean, it's understandable, if you want to get your credit. Okay, let's just look at it this way because some people, you get a little lost when they say credit and they're like, well, what that got to do with me? What would that how would that benefit me? Or, how would that make my lifestyle look better?
Okay.
Something to look forward
Well,
to.
it's the difference between someone with bad credit having a 22 to 26% interest rate on a credit card versus the person that has a 3% interest on a credit card. And I know people are saying, well, what does that mean in dollar signs, right? Let's take $10,000. You take a loan out for
Right.
$10,000. 3% of $10,000 is $30, right?
Mhm.
26% of $10,000 is $260. Do
Right.
you want to pay me $260 a month or $30 a month for that $10,000?
I
You
know.
decide. It's that
Okay,
simple.
so
That's what the
yes,
difference between good credit and bad credit looks like.
exactly. And we need to have you on the payroll basically because like to have people like that, you never know what things is going to happen with your finances and how you actually want it to grow so you can get
Mm-hmm.
businesses, so you can get a house, so you can get, all those things, those trips and everything else. So,
Absolutely.
definitely. Okay, so Orlando says, I got inquiries. I want to remove. So some I don't even think I applied for them. So to do so, so getting it handled.
Getting it handled. That's I'll be more than happy to help you if you literally that's something that happens because a lot of times, perfect instance, sometimes you're literally the applicant for identity fraud. You got inquiries from Arizona. You've never lived in Arizona. You've never been in Arizona. But guess what? Because you had a good credit score and you sometimes people get your information off the dark web. It's a lot of ways people can get your information, or literally it could be as simple as they have your driver's license number. They stole it somehow, right?
Mm.
I walk into go online and say, hey, I lost my driver's license. I need to send to this address. They send it to a P.O. box. They go pick up your driver's license. Now they got a copy of it. Well, all they got to do is put their picture on there. Now they walk into wherever place and say, I need a social security card, blah, 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 blah. Now they got your entire identity and you don't even know it.
Oh
Well,
wow.
Orlando, you've never lived in Arizona. Well, you got a $500,000 home on on your name that you never had. That's pretty much how identity fraud happens. But again, that
Mm.
we can contest those things. And again, if we had to, if you're on our system, we'll go to court for you. And all we got to do is prove you've never been to Arizona, which is not hard because you've never been to Arizona.
Mm,
If you can prove if you've
true.
never been there, you can't. What am I taking out a $500,000 loan for in Arizona if I've never been there and I'm not moving there?
No, I hear you.
So it's
I hear you.
that's a simple process. All I would tell you is once understand that the process generally takes about 4 to 6 months. It you didn't mess up your credit overnight, so understand it's not going to change overnight. Do have I seen people's credit go up dramatically in 45, 90 days? Absolutely.
Mm,
But generally it takes 4 6 months roughly or a little bit more for you to see a dramatic change in your credit, especially if you down in the threes and fours.
mm-hmm.
Please don't think it's going to happen. We do one wave of disputes and everything's going to change because sometimes the creditors and bureaus they fight back. They do. That
They
happens.
do.
So we may have to send out a second and third wave of disputes before they start removing these things. It happens. Don't stress. It'll happen over time. It didn't.
I
You didn't
love
mess up your
this.
credit in 2 days or 3 days. So don't worry. It's going to take time, but over time, it's going. I've seen 200 and up to $250. I mean, 250 point increase in someone's score over
Mm,
time. But again, I mean, no. I'm not saying you got a $500,000 home in Orlando. I'm just using that for instance. But you never know what someone could have, stolen your identity and maybe say charge a TV on your account or charge a laptop on your account. Because I've been through that, and it's a nightmare because now you have to prove it happened to me while I was literally outside the country. Someone
mm.
charged a laptop in a Best Buy in I think it was Maryland. I said it wasn't possible because I was out of the country.
Right.
and
That's horrible.
I all you have to do. That's where thankfully I caught it before it got out of hand. But I had to show them my itinerary. I was gone for 10 days, and I showed them my passport stamp. It's clear that he was not here to be charging in Maryland. Not to mention I wasn't in
True.
Maryland at any time at
True.
that time.
Right. Well,
So
what would you say to people that are okay? So, like he said, he's already trying to get things removed off of his credit and different things like that. What would you say like is something that would help him like at least get started right now for the
if he
future?
has, I would ask if he has all the things and he can identify those that are errors. If he wants to write out a letter and say these are errors, and you can physically prove why, and you got to understand that there's a lot of legal jargon that gets it done most of the time. But I mean, the average person can do it themselves, but to understand you can only attack one credit bureau at a time by yourself. Through us, we attack all three at the same time.
Mm, no, I hear you. See, I like when you can ask those questions to Orlando. Um that's one of my bestest friends. He's so super dope. Um but yeah, like like you said, you just kind of want to start one place and just kind of like do those little things to kind of get things off and whatnot. But some people look at it like, well, if I could just show them I'm not that same person anymore, how can
Mm-hmm.
I get new stuff to kind of build up and show them that I'm not that person anymore?
We offer a secure credit card, and our secure credit card has a lower rate than the average rate.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is, say, with a secure credit card is pretty much, I'll just say it's something like a savings account.
Yeah.
You put X amount of dollars in there, but you gotta budget it. And what I would tell that person is, you want to go use this secure credit card to start building what's called length of credit, where you charge 2 bottles of water, which is three, say four. Let's get it crazy. It's going to be $10, right? But you
Mm-hmm.
pay off that $10 at the end of the month, and you
Mm.
pay off that $10 at the end of the month, and you pay off that you're doing this every month for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months in a row, a year. Now the credit bureau see you know how to get
Budget.
revolving debt and pay
Mhm.
off revolving debt. So now they're seeing that you're learning how to manage your debt, because
Right.
all credit really is, at the base of the bottom line of it all, is, do you know how to manage the debt that we're going to give you?
True.
And the better you are at it, the more we give you. And the more you
That's
want,
awesome.
the more times you pay it off. What's going to happen is that $200 secured credit card from, let's just say, Visa, they're going to send you a letter in the mail, or send you an email, or whatever your mode of your preferred mode of communication is, and say,
Mhm.
hey, Lady Maya, guess what? Instead of it being $200, we're going to bump it up to 500 or $1,000.
Oh wow.
But I
Okay.
would say is, live with that card like you are
Mhm.
still paying on it, to keep it active. What I
Okay.
mean by that is, you only have the $200 that you gave them at
Mhm.
any given point. Because if
Right.
you start doing what they want you to do, which is charge things on it so they can give you that instant loan interest on top of it, where they make their money, you're gonna get out of control again, and you're gonna need our services again. Our goal is to educate you, to get you on some financial literacy, and
True.
then let you go off on your own. And like a butterfly, we put you in a cocoon. We want you to spread your wings and fly away. We don't want you coming back. We want you to spread your wings and fly away, and go out and teach somebody else, or send them to
Right.
me so I can teach them.
Okay, so that budget thing that you were saying
Mm-hmm.
before, I think that is really, really interesting. At least it would get people in the mindset of why I'm budgeting. You have to have a why, because a
Right.
lot of people, they decide like, oh yeah, I want this, you know, but at the same time, let it be like a decent goal, like, okay, I want a house. Okay, I
Right.
want, I want to be able to have this trip. I want to get my credit together so I can get that job, because
Mm-hmm.
they still look at your
Well,
credit for certain jobs. So,
absolutely.
these are things that can help you in the long run, right?
See, what a part of our goal is, one of the first things I ask to any potential client is, what is your goal once you fix your credit? Because here's the thing, it might be, I need to fix my credit. I already got a home. I want to fix my credit so I can refinance and get lower insurance rates. So when I go get my insurance, I'm not paying a maximum because I have bad credit. I want to drop,
True.
instead of it being, you got people who buy a car for their payment for their car is $300, but because they said you have to have full coverage on the car, they're paying more than their car note. I mean, more insurance than they're on their car note, because you got bad credit.
Right.
They gave you
That's
a
true.
car and they see you paying for it, but guess what? You got bad credit because you've had X amount of things, negative items on your credit since 1999. Should have been off your credit in 7 to 10 years at the maximum. But
Right.
again, that's another one of the games that the credit bureaus and the collection agencies play. They know they don't have to take it off your credit.
Mm-hmm.
They just say, unless you dispute it, and they know what they'll do is, in another game, and I'll educate anybody. This is free advice. You always want to pay multiple payments a month, no matter what that debt is, i.e., uh, credit for a car, credit for a home, or on your even on the interest the interest accrued on the insurance that you're paying on your car. Here's why: multiple payments have to be calculated before they calculate the interest. So if
True.
your minimum payment is, let's just say, $100, if you can afford, say, 150, you want to send them $75 twice a month. Raise them
Mm.
in, or $50 3 times a month. Why? Because one, you're actually hammering away at the principal, because they have to calculate that payment before they calculate the interest. And I tell any
Uh-huh.
and all people to send it by check or money order. Because on a
Hmm.
check and a money order, you can literally put to the principal.
Yes.
Because if you don't know, free advice. Your loan is principal plus interest equals loan. You
Hmm.
did not sign up for interest. You signed up for whatever that loan was. And we're going to use $10,000. You did not sign up for the interest. You only owe the principal. And I would tell any and all people send all your payments where it says to principal on it, because
Hmm.
that's all you really owe. They're going to put the
Right.
interest on it either way, but the faster you pay down the principal, the faster that loan goes down.
Ain't that something, y'all? Oh, if y'all got any more questions, Malik is here. He is here. He is just he's pouring it all out to you. He wants you to have your own house. He wants you to have a better way of life. You know how many times we had to look over our shoulders because we know dang well our credit was not up to par, y'all. And so now it's just like we have to settle because of the fact that we didn't do what we needed to do with our credit. And we didn't really know, not all of us knew that was something that could be even done. Like all we knew was, a certain demographic, knew more about this thing than we did. And so now, yes, we're getting it on the back end, but we can really, really soar if we choose to. So we have to make up in our mind, like, you know what, I don't want to settle anymore. I want to do something so different, so good that I'm gonna surprise myself. So like just budgeting yourself, just talking to yourself. You know what? I want to get that. I want to get that boat. I want to get. I want to get this vacation. I want to get that house. I want to be able to go and actually live my life as opposed to settling for whatever everybody else gives you, because that ain't fun. Like if everybody told you what to do, okay, no, now you can take a day off. You would be livid. You would be
Here,
livid.
here's what
So,
I'll tell you about the difference between having enough money to pay for something and having good
right,
credit for something. If average person has gone in and they told you how much you have to pay, right? Because you have bad credit.
right.
Those who have great credit negotiate how much they're going to pay per month.
Yes.
There's a difference. And if you don't understand it, I can explain it a little better. When you sit down and they tell you, okay, you're going to have to pay us this amount, and you can't say, well, I can afford this amount, and they say, okay, no problem, you have bad credit.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And here's the thing: if you have bad credit, they're gonna say, well, this is the minimum you can pay
Mm.
per month.
Or use,
Versus,
which is
I
even
don't want to
worse.
pay. I don't. You can go in there and say, don't want to pay no more than $300 a month,
Mm.
and make sure my loan is you set up my loan so I can.
Right.
Versus your minimum payment is $500 a month. That's the bare minimum.
Mm. That's true. That's very true. And I'm glad that you're able to kind of educate people now about this, because this is one of those things that is so vital in the society that we live in right now. It's like cash is king, but credit,
Cash
that's a
conversations.
whole different animal. I can tell you that
Listen,
for sure.
cash will always be king, but credit has conversations.
Right. But it gives
Because
you
listen,
it gives you choices as well.
absolutely,
Credit.
bad credit gives you this is what you're gonna do. Good credit says this is what I feel like doing. It's a
Hmm.
difference. They're two different things.
Yes. It's very, very different. Okay, so let everyone know how they can get a hold of you, because this was good. This is really good. And I hope everybody can share this information, because there's a lot of stuff that people really don't know or pay attention to that we could definitely help others with. So,
Oh, absolutely.
let everybody know how to get a hold of you, Malik.
Well, you can contact me on my cell phone. I'm at 267 971 6017. You can contact me on Instagram at MRMALIK dot 042877, or you can email me at MALIK underscore 545 at Yahoo.
Mm. Woo. I'll put the descriptions also in the links below so that you guys can like really hone in. He's on LinkedIn, he's on all of the social medias that basically are the most popular. So, he's not a hard man to get in contact with. So, I'm so happy that everybody was here and you guys had so much information. I love Orlando, please. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Lady D. And so, you know what? We are going to close it out. But I appreciate you guys. I really do. And I thank you so much for just joining and hanging out with me. And so hopefully we'll see you next Friday. Okay. So Friday at 5 Eastern Standard Time, 4 Central. Okay. So we will talk to you guys later. If you have any questions, please put them in the links below. I will check them and see what I can do. All right. Thank you so much. And hopefully you have a great weekend. Bye bye.